Hey guys, what's up? I am back with another video once again. As you can tell by the title above, it's going to be a fitness Q&A. I just pulled some questions from my Instagram these past few days, asking people what their interests were in fitness or nutrition related topics, and this is what I got. So I have 2 pages of questions, which is pretty solid. It's definitely gonna be enough for a video. So if you do have more questions after this, feel free to drop them in the comments below and maybe I will do another Q&A. So first question I was asked was in regards to lower core workouts, and I was asked what the best ones are. So me personally, I stick to a ab routine where I superset. And you guys might have seen this in my Instagram stories before. As far as the best lower core abs goes, there's a couple different ones that you can do. V-sits are a really good one. And I will insert a couple of little video clips if I figure out how to do it. Here as I'm talking, just so you guys can kind of get like a visual of how to do them in case you aren't familiar with terms. Another one is crunches, but what a lot of people tend to do when they do their crunches is they come all the way up. So with focusing on your lower abs, you don't have to come all the way up. Really, it's actually best if you just come up slightly, just enough to lift your shoulders off the ground, but keep your back always on the ground when you're doing your abs. A lot of people tend to have back pain issues, and this is kind of like a little side note, but people have told me before, and I myself used to have issues with sometimes certain ab exercises would give me back or neck pain. And a lot of that is because we're putting strain on those muscles. So it's best that whenever you do ab exercises where you're on your back, keep your back stuck to the ground, almost like there's a book underneath, or that's an awful explanation. Like there is a note from your lover underneath of you and you don't want it flying away. So lock it down, sis. Another one is scissor kicks or flutter kicks, and I will again put another video so you guys can see me demonstrating them. These are really good. Same thing if you have your back flat on the ground and your legs are slightly higher. Again, kind of making like a V or like an obtuse triangle. Sorry, interrupted. But like I said, you're welcome. I'm teaching you here. The last one that I put, at least on my list, just to kind of briefly answer this question but still give you sufficient information, is I call them suicide drops. I don't really know what the name of them is, so if you know, let me know. But it's basically where you're laying flat on your back once again and you're taking your legs straight from having them raised and you're lowering them to the ground without letting your feet touch the ground. So as low as you can go without your feet touching the ground and bring them back up. These are really good, honestly, for your lower abs. As you're lowering, you'll feel the pressure. So, but again, like I said 17 times already, keep your back against the ground so you can avoid any pain or straining any muscles. Next question is, what are the best bulk foods or recipes? Me personally, I wouldn't say that I'm bulking right now, but I am trying to up my calories at the moment because, you know, it's 2020. We all want to be slim thick. Are you with me or not? I eat a lot of potatoes, so a lot of carbs, but gotta do it to get thick, sis. So I eat a lot of potatoes in different ways. Like I'll either cube them, throw some seasoning on them, or I'll slice them and bake them in the oven. I don't really like baked potatoes, so I don't cook them like that, but really cook however you want. I would avoid using butter though, because there is a lot of fat content in it, and it actually slows down your digestion. So fun fact, you're welcome. Other bulk items or like bulk foods to eat would be like meat, nuts, beans. A lot of beans and legumes have like a high source of protein, and they have a great count of calories. So peanut butter, cottage cheese, quinoa, believe it or not, cereal too. And as far as bulking goes, like protein is gonna be your best friend because it's going to give you the most muscle mass as you're training. So, and then calories, of course, the harder you're training, the more you're gonna burn. So you wanna make sure that you're getting a surplus amount of what you typically eat. That way you burn off the normal amount you would, but you still have the leftover calories to bulk up. Recipes, I live by the train. So excuse that. I hope you can still hear what I'm saying, and if not, that's really gonna suck because I'm gonna have to redo this video and it's gonna drive me crazy. Last time I'm doing an outside video, guys. As far as recipes go, one of my recipes that I like stick to religiously is my chickpea stew. I've shared it on my Instagram plenty of times. If you guys would like to see the recipe again, I can maybe do like its own video of like, you know, kitchen wrist twisting with savvy or something. Was that cheesy? Whatever. But yes, I could do that, or I will, I don't know, put it on Instagram again or something. Let me know in the comments below if you would like that recipe or other recipes. If you want to cook with me, I'm fun and entertaining, and I dance bachata while I cook, so it'll be really entertaining. Another thing that I gravitate towards as far as like a snack, a lot of people typically tend to struggle in this department, as I do myself, is snacking. So one of the snacks that I usually go for is hard-boiled eggs with a little bit of sea salt, and I put some Cholula hot sauce on it. I like it spicy. So yeah, those are just two of my simple recipes, I guess you could say, or just two meals that I gravitate towards that are good for bulking. Next question, ironically enough, is the opposite. It is low carb keto diet tips to lose weight long term. So me personally, I really haven't ever been much of a low carb person. I'm Italian. I eat pasta like 5 times a week. So low carbs is like, you're funny, sister. But yeah, and as far as like a keto diet goes, I think I tried it once before I knew that it was called the keto diet, and it was because I was, you know, eating too much pasta. I was getting a pasta baby, so I was like, girl, we gotta cut this. And it was awful, at least for me. I don't know how you guys do it. I give you props, but I love my carbs. So fortunately enough with my genetics too, I don't have to avoid carbs as much, but I know that there are some people who wish to do so and they want to lose weight long term, hence the question. So my best advice for you is obviously staying away from carbs. Carbs are like the easiest way to gain weight. Fats, sugars, so avoid any added sugar as much as possible in foods. If you can stick to natural sugar for most items, that's probably your best bet. Cut out soda, stop drinking soda. But yeah, just drink a lot of water. It helps with boosting your metabolism, and I know it might be dull, but flavor it. Put fruit in it. Put like strawberries and blueberries if you want it a little bit sweeter. Put cucumbers if you want it to be refreshing and have some type of taste. I know it's not going to taste the same as a whole can of sugared Coca-Cola, but you have to make sacrifices, people. Keep healthy snacks on you all the time. But I notice, even me being a very healthy eater, that if there's a basket of fries in front of me and I didn't bring a snack with me and I'm starving like I am usually 99% of the day, I'm gonna end up eating the fries. And then it's gonna make me break out, as you can tell on my chin right now, which is awful. And we don't want bad skin or a body that we're not comfortable in, people. So again, bite the fruit. And with that being said, okay, I'm gonna try to like talk over it, so hopefully you can hear me without it, you know, chewing and horns and stuff. Eat veggies. I notice with the keto diet, people tend to supplement their carb portion for extra veggies, which is a really great idea because it's still going to give you obviously a fair portion of food on your plate, so you're not feeling like you're shorting yourself. But veggies are a great way to fill you up, but not include as many calories. Oh, we're gonna pause again. Okay, so if your mama didn't tell you when you were younger, I'm telling you now, eat your veggies. Another trick is, I usually do this when I feel bloated a lot and it really helps, but I drink green tea with shaved ginger in it, as well as a little bit of lemon zest, or even squeezing some lemon into it. And green tea, ginger, lemon zest, all of that mixture helps with digestion. Those are pretty much the tips I have for like a low carb keto diet. Like I said, I'm not completely familiar with this, so those are just my best pieces of advice. Oh, and last tip would be hot sauce or spices. Add spice to your food if you like spicy, like me. I love it. Cholula on everything. If you like spicy, then try to spice up your food a little bit, because there are metabolism boosting compounds in a lot of spices, or just spicy foods in general, that help boost your metabolism. So next question is, as we all do, sister, as we all do, I want a bigger butt, but I still want it to be jiggly. What programs do you recommend, if any? So I'll start with the program question because I feel like that's quick to just nip it in the butt. I don't really believe in programs. And I say that because I bought like 3 or 4 of them. I'm not saying that they don't work. They definitely do. But it's if you're someone who lacks discipline, or if you're someone who kind of lacks knowledge in that area of how to train or what to do, how to target certain muscles, things like that. The programs are beneficial. So I don't want to just knock them, especially because one day I might come out with my own. Hypocrite. Never. I also do my fair share of research online. Believe it or not, even Pinterest will show you different types of exercises focused on glutes and legs. So I feel like there's a lot of valuable information out there for free. And who doesn't like free things? So before you buy a program, I would just recommend like do some research on your own if you have the time, if you have the discipline and the motivation, because you're just gonna save yourself an extra 20, 30, sometimes even 50 bucks. And 99% of the exercises that I have found in these routines are ones that I've already done. And I found them online by searching for free. So you're welcome. But as far as getting a bigger butt and still keeping it jiggly, truthfully, so when a lot of girls go from having pancake booties to 5-layer wedding cake booties, it is unbelievable almost. Even I'm like, I at least had like a cupcake, and I'm still sitting at like a 3-layer wedding cake. What is this? So in order to get a bigger butt, keep it jiggly, but you know, you want it to be toned, you have to incorporate dieting and training. So when a lot of the girls that start off with no booty, then have a big muscular toned butt, a lot of it is just training. So you're getting a lot of muscle mass, and that's why it's so tight, it's so firm, and there's not much of a jiggle to it because it's straight muscle, which hats off to you, sister, but I'm with you for, you know, this question. I want it jiggly. So I found that incorporating healthy fats into my diet and just upping my calories in general, you have to have fat, you have to have weight on your butt in order for it to be jiggly, in order for it to have mass. So by upping your calories or just putting on a little bit of weight and then training appropriately, manipulate somewhat where that weight distributes by training and turning the calories that you consume into muscle, and then your butt will be jiggly and it'll be toned as well, and sis, we'll all be slim thick 2020. So next question, where can I buy booty bands and ankle weights? So fun fact, I actually recorded a killer leg workout the other day, which is one of my other videos, obviously just said that, but you guys can go check it out. I will put it in the description box of this video below. And I actually linked in the description box of that video the different pieces of equipment I use kind of on a day-to-day basis, but it's just pieces of equipment or, you know, like booty bands, things like that, that a lot of people tend to ask me where I get them from, or just ask where you can get them from in general. So you can check out that video and check out those links. Otherwise, I will provide a couple links down in the description box of this video as well, just to make your lives easier. But come on, why can't we just share the wealth and support each other and go watch my other video and then get your answers there? But yeah, so check that out. Next question is, I get nervous in the gym. How do I overcome this? How can I achieve a gym quality workout at home? So I love this question. I used to be the same way. So when I first started my fitness journey, it was like senior year of high school, I think. And I too was like looking up different exercises. When I started to get more and more into it, I was like, I don't want to keep doing like the same exercises. I'm gonna just continue to plateau. So I tried to like spice up my routine a little bit, and there were just certain exercises where I'm like, this just looks weird. Like people are gonna be watching me, or they're gonna like see my butt look ugly. Sis, get all of those thoughts out of your head. Leave the negativity at home, okay? Because when you go to the gym, it doesn't matter how sweaty you get. It doesn't matter how ugly your butt looks when you squeeze it, because guess what? By doing those things, when you leave the gym, you're gonna come out looking like Kim K. So what are they gonna say then? Nothing. Who cares what people think about you? Like, if you're doing an exercise that looks weird, it's probably because they've never tried it, and that's why their butt isn't as big as yours. So who's really winning here? I used to get really nervous just because I was like, people are going to think I don't know what I'm doing or this or that. Truthfully, if people think that and they know what they're talking about, or sometimes they'll do it even if they don't know what they're talking about, they may come up to you and try to give you advice. And another thing is, don't feel bad about that. But they may have made those same mistakes. So they may see you doing an exercise in a way that might pull a muscle. So they may come over to you and tell you like, hey, you could try it this way. Whether you choose to listen to them or not, just be like, okay, thanks, cool. But yeah, just, you have to let it go. Like you have. And as far as achieving like at-home workouts that are quality, as you would in the gym, you have to get creative. So I actually considered doing another video on getting creative at home to make an at-home gym if you lack equipment or things like that. But you may have to push yourself. You may have to like up your sets and reps if you obviously don't have weight to compensate for that. So there's different ways to do it. I think that's a pretty deep question. They would kind of need like further explanation. So if you want me to make a video on that, just let me know down in the comments below and I'd be happy to. Another question is, how do I get rid of hip dips or get bigger hips? So welcome to your anatomy and physiology class 101. Hips are bones, people. So technically the only way you can widen your hips is if you birth a child, potentially, or it's just in your genes to have wide hips. You can build your gluteus muscles so that you enhance the look of your hips to your waistline. So also that is another thing that you can do is slim your waistline. Oh my God, I literally was having like a brain fart. You can try to tone down your waistline and slim it so that it also gives the illusion that you're tinier up here and you're wider at the bottom. A couple different exercises that you guys can do. You can do froggers, you can do clams, you can do side lunges, hip abductors. I like to do them forward and backwards in the gym on the machine. So I may not be able to show you that exercise per se, but you can do cable kickouts, fire hydrants, laying like leg raises. So I can show you a couple different types of exercises you can do to enhance or create a illusion that you have wider hips. But you can also, another tip is to wear high-waisted pants or just clothes that again will cinch your waist. So the smaller you appear here, the more it'll help enhance the illusion that you have wide hips. So if you want that hourglass figure, there's different tips and tricks obviously to get there. But as far as widening your hips, so to say, it's kind of not possible. So trust me, I've been there. I actually have hip dips too. And a lot of times too, it can happen if your butt is bigger than the width of your hips. So keep that in mind also. And I feel like another thing too that's kind of important in relation to this question is that I get it. We all want the hourglass figure, myself included, but whether you have it or not doesn't define how beautiful you are. So that's like a quick little reminder, ladies. Don't get on, you know, this big hype that you have to be slim, thick. If you want to achieve that, absolutely set your mind to it and go for it. I'm doing that like currently, but just be mindful that trends will change and that's gonna go away, because before it used to be being super thin and skinny and petite. And then at one point it was, you know, being extra curvy and having some weight on your body. All of those are beautiful. So just don't be so keen on getting that body type, especially if you don't really have the genetics for it, because you're just going to continue to beat yourself up when you're not getting exactly what you want. Learn to be satisfied, but just don't settle at the same time. The next question I have is, do I have to take supplements? Do I have to take protein? It's so expensive. So here's the thing, it's optional. I feel like it's more so for more advanced or like intermediate athletes. Again, it's just, there's certain ones that are used for certain things. For example, BCAAs, they're used to help with muscle fatigue after you've worked out. It helps with repairing your muscles. It helps with giving you a little bit of an endurance boost during your workouts. As far as like protein goes, obviously that helps with gaining muscle, repairing tissues, and I mean just upping your calories, of course, because protein has calories in it. Other supplements like pre-workout, obviously they help you with enhancing your performance as well, because it gives you a little bit more adrenaline, and it kind of helps you focus. Again, you don't have to use them, you can use them. Is there a specific time to use them? Not necessarily, besides pre-workout. And there are plenty other supplements too that you can take. Honestly, just look a lot of it up online, or GNC is like my favorite place to go. The people that work there are generally pretty knowledgeable on a lot of the supplements, so if you have questions, they are your guide. Next question is, and this is one of the last two. So next question is how to lose belly fat and gain muscle fast. So losing fat, again, you can't target weight loss. So dieting is going to be your best friend. You want to make sure that you're eating an ample amount of calories to sustain the amount of energy your body needs. But obviously don't overdo it with eating bad foods or eating too much, because that's obviously going to help with weight gain. So to lose belly fat though, I definitely would advise you to avoid sugars, avoid refined carbs. So bread actually sticks to you just as much as a candy bar will. But as far as gaining muscle fast, decrease the rest during your sets when you work out. This will kind of put your body and your muscles in general, I don't want to say on overload, but it's going to push them. It's going to challenge them. So the less rest you give them, the more they're working hard. So just don't kill yourself. Protein will help with muscle gain. It repairs the tissues, like I've mentioned time and time again. And then it's just key to muscle mass. Increasing your training volume. So with increasing your sets and your reps, that's going to help with building your muscle, because again, you're challenging your body, you are challenging your muscles to put in the work. And then the last tip I have for it is slow eccentric phase. So when you're doing your exercises, there's concentric and there's eccentric phases while you exercise. For example, when you're doing a squat, the concentric stage is when you are standing up. The eccentric phase is when you're lowering your body. So this phase, you want to slow it down. This helps with, again, for lack of a different word, challenging your muscles. It's going to put tension on your muscles to where as you lower into your squat and you go slow, your muscles are doing everything they can not to just give out. So it's really testing your ability, and then by just coming straight back up, you're making that concentric phase quick. And you want to focus more on slowing the eccentric one when you go down and back up quick. So those are my tips for gaining muscle fast and losing weight around your stomach. Diet is key, my friends. I know you hate to hear that, but it is. The last question I have for this Q&A is how to eliminate chichos or muffin tops. And of course the truck has to interrupt the last question. But the best idea for that is obviously, again, dieting, drinking tons of water. A lot of people tend to store water weight in their abdomen, myself included. My father, so it's genetics, yay. But the more you drink water, the more it boosts your metabolism, and the water weight will only stay there for so long. It's gonna stay there to hydrate your body, but eventually it's gonna flush out. You're gonna have to pee, people, duh. So definitely drink a lot of water, diet well. A couple different exercises you can do are planks, you can do side dips, you can do like the side plank pulls or like the side plank crunches. I also have on here Russian twists, which are really, really good if you're doing those in a V-sit. You can also do the suicide drops, as I call them, for whatever name they may be. I don't know, I still wonder. But you can do them to the side. So you're laying flat on your back and you're taking your legs and you're lowering them off to each side. That really helps. And then one of the most neglected ab exercises are vacuums. So I will put a video of that so you guys can see me demonstrate it, but those will really, really help with tightening your core, because it's literally pulling on all of your abdomen muscles and like, oh, I don't want to say challenging your muscles, but when you're doing a vacuum, think of like a vacuum bag. It's literally squeezing and sucking everything in, so it's squeezing super, super tight. When you release it, it like relieves your muscles. But then when you squeeze, 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 squeeze again in that vacuum, you're really putting tension on your core. to the point where your muscles have to work. So that's definitely a really great exercise to do. Again, I hope this video was helpful for you guys, and I hope that there were not too many distractions and too many obnoxious noises. I'm kind of glad this video is over because it was driving me nuts. Maybe the last time I record outside. It was nice though for change of scenery and the fact that I've been in my house for hours, days, because of this quarantine, as I know we all have. So just continue to stay safe, continue to stay thick and working out, and of course, stay humble and stay hustling. Till next time.